We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
Another thing about how perspectives change over time. Bobby Rush, member of Congress, said the other day, "I'm ashamed that I voted for the '94 crime bill." You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill, as you remember.
I know that.
Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It was old media that got him in trouble. Personal comments he made about another White House hopeful, Senator Barack Obama, recorded by a reporter for the New York Observer.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Yeah. And two, I appointed Johnson to the Academy. I just want you to know that. Let's clap for that, you stupid bastard. Man, you are a dull bunch. Must be slow here, man. Oh.
Going and going and going, Joe Biden wouldn't let Hillary go as they met on the tarmac at Scranton Airport. Nothing to see here, right? Wrong, because the vice president wouldn't unhand Hillary for almost 16 seconds.
Things went from uncomfortable to plain awkward as Biden bent down slightly, apparently to whisper in Carter's ear. This so-called awkward moment attracted media interest immediately, but Biden is no stranger to this particular situation. In 2012, he was photographed in the same position with a voter in Ohio while campaigning, and later that year with former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. But Biden's affections transcend the U.S. as he gave the same warm treatment to Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff and former President of Ireland, Mary McAleese. In the political correctness-obsessed American culture, Biden's antics may seem bold, but an article by the Associated Press proved Americans are forgiving of Biden's awkward moments, calling the situation with Carter's wife just Biden being Biden.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch it. I'm sorry to take so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people. But look. The wife of my love, the love of my life, Finnegan Biden. I tell you what, honey, what I'm going to do, if you give me an address, I'm going to write you a longer answer and tell you the exact things I would do, okay? Okay? Promise? I'll bet you're as bright as you're good looking. Do you know what my dad used to say? Take care of the father. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. The words of a president matter significantly.
Significantly.
It was a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway. Wait. Come on, man.
Look, here's the deal. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people? Folks, we gotta, it's just, but you gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure, look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You know, there's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board, where we open up.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
$1.2 billion in overtime was denied for hourly workers who were not unionized. $1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store and in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the carts on a forklift. What happens? They make you management. Choose truth over facts.
Biden complimented the town before incorrectly identifying which state he was speaking in.
Joe Biden forgot he was in a video live stream and abruptly walked off camera.
And I spent an hour and a half today on the telephone. I mean, on what we're doing right now on camera. If you notice, I have more people supporting me in the black community that have announced for me. The only African-American woman that ever been elected to the United States Senate. A whole range of people. My point is...
That's not true. The other one is here.
I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on.
The NAACP does not endorse candidates for political office at any level.
How many unsafe bridges you still have here in the state of Iowa? And I was just in Ohio because they have more. It is important that Iowa and Nevada have spoken, but look, I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it, and what a neat town. Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kingswood Community Center. Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway. Business is realizing they've got to price in the carbon. They have to price in the price of carbon, and so there's so much. I think. Anyway, look. One more question here. Is it too late to address the climate change?
Well, I'm so glad to hear you talking about that as eloquently as you do, Joe.
Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental as well as my mental fitness.
Your husband has been known to make the occasional gaffe.
Nope.
The gaffe issue is over because...
Over. So over.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me. All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Wait. You're getting nervous, man. Look, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
A lot of guys want me, man.
I'm not worried. Unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. I took on Putin in terms of Iraq. In terms of what was going on in Ukraine. I've taken on these leaders around the world. I'm the guy that's gone in and met them. I've taken on all these leaders. U.S. troops died in Iran and Afghanistan. That's like just flat out acknowledging we've been doing everything we can do to keep Biden from being the nominee, and guess what? We tried it in Iraq. It's not working, so now we're going to try, in Iran, we tried in Ukraine. Because they invaded another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault.
I don't know about you, but my faith is in Jesus Christ 2021. Stay strong, stay safe, and have faith in Jesus Christ. Amen.